Toastmaster members and guests. As Suzanne said, my name is Autumn. Does anyone know why autumn is the only season that has two names, autumn and fall?
No.
Well, I don't either. I actually researched it for my speech today, but it was so long and confusing that I figured it would take all my 4 to 6 minutes. So maybe something for you to look up after my speech today. One of the reasons that I chose my title for today, winter, spring, summer, those are out of order, but is because when I was in grade school and in high school, my teachers always called on me by saying winter, spring, summer, autumn, and I don't know, after 12 or more years of being in school, it kind of got to be kind of a drag by the time I was 17 years old, but it still kind of makes me smile because I can picture where I was sitting during some of those times where teachers called on me like that. When I think of autumn, I think of a number of different things that I really love. I'm from Ohio, and in the autumn, one thing that's really big is the cider meal. So I think about apple cider, I think about donuts, I think about how cute I feel when I wear my leather jacket, I think about knee boots, I think about football. I'm a huge Steelers fan, and one of my all-time favorite things in the fall is bonfires, and that's because I usually am roasting s'mores in them. Two things that may come to mind when other people think of autumn are gratitude and Thanksgiving, because that's in the autumn, and also harvest time. So I just wanted to share a little bit about my family, who I am just grateful beyond measure. I love my family. We're all very close. And I have two brothers. Both of them are older. I'm 37. I have a brother whose name is Damien. He lives in Michigan. And I have a brother whose name is Adrian. He lives in New York. Both of them have two children, two sons. My nephews are Jaden, Austin, Noah, and my newest nephew is Nico, and he's about 6 months old. I grew up in Ohio, as I mentioned. My parents are divorced. My mom lives in Florida. She retired from in Ohio and moved to Florida, and my dad actually lives in Ohio still. We were always very close, even though my parents divorced when I was 3. We do a number of holidays and events. Both my parents are always at our basketball games, football games, and everything. So I'm really proud that my parents set a precedence for me and my family members and my friends, and just showing us that although you're divorced, we love you and we created you, and we're going to do whatever we can to make sure you have the support system that you need to make it through life. One of the other things that my family does every year is I spend Thanksgivings in Ohio with my dad's family. We spend Christmas in Florida with my mom's family. One of the events that is most memorable for my time in Thanksgiving is we had a death in our family. My uncle died. He was 54 years old. He had an aneurysm and he died suddenly. One of the things that he did that we all loved, in addition to working at General Motors, is he made wine. So to celebrate his memory after his death, I have about 7 first cousins. We all got together. We went in the basement after we got permission from my aunt because she couldn't go down there for a while after he passed away. And we cleaned out wine bottles. That's what the picture is showing. And we bottled tons of wine. And one of the things that makes me smile is while we were all getting hammered off of his wine, we made 50 different toasts, and everyone talked about our favorite memory of my uncle. And it just was really a beautiful thing because we were all making these toasts, as I mentioned, celebrating his memory and doing one of the things that he loved most, which was drinking wine and making wine. One of my other most favorite memories that I mentioned is on Christmas, when we were in Florida to celebrate. I've been going to Christmas in Florida for about 16 years. And my uncle lives there, and shortly after my mom retired, as I mentioned, she moved down there. There started off, as you can see in the picture, there are about, 12 of us. Now there are about 30. And we all go down there. My uncle has a really big home. A lot of us stay in his house. And we make cookies. We help my aunt prepare dinner. Especially now that we're adults, we all try to help to chip in because we know how much effort that takes to make a meal for over 30 people. One of the things that is kind of funny that I'm laughing at is every holiday we have something that, I don't know, comes up that's kind of funny and a teachable moment. Well, the teachable moment this Christmas was one of my little cousins. He's 5 years old. The kids were, there are tons of them now, but they all went to the playground to play. And one of my cousins was filming it, as we all film everything now with our phones. And she just so happened to film him calling my other little cousin a pussy. So, of course, you know, the taping stopped. My cousin pulled him to the side, and it was a teachable moment. It was a time to talk to one of my little cousins about lying and the importance of telling the truth because he lied. He didn't know it was on film. One of the other things that we were able to tell him is that we're family. We all love each other. There's nothing that's that big that you can't tell the truth about, and that we're not going to still love you and support you and, you know, be there rooting you on through whatever it is that you're going through. So I see that my time is up, but one of the things that I'd like to end with that I mentioned a couple weeks ago is why I'm here. And I used to publicly speak all the time. I was a pharmaceutical rep and got in front of doctors and nurses and community members. And I have been a social worker for 7 years though. And that phrase, I actually forget it, but it's something like when you stop doing something, you actually lose it. And when I stopped publicly speaking, because it's a fear of mine, I actually became more fearful. Once I stopped speaking, and I'm going to stop here because I'm starting to fumble over my words and everything. But I just wanted to thank you all for listening, and once again, I'm happy to be here to improve my public speaking skills. Thanks.